The Kruger National Park has not been spared. It's been the worst hit, with most rest camps also flooded. 54 guests had to be airlifted. Now, entrance gates have been closed and no day visitors are allowed. The SABC News reporter Ulrich Hendriks gives us some more insight on that. Ulrich, a very good morning to you. I mean, we're obviously seeing the value chain, the impact that this has had, the relief fund that had been announced, the Kruger Relief Fund. What's happening on your end now as we speak? What are the conditions also looking like? What are they also forecasting, expecting when it comes to quantifying the losses and damages?
Hi, good morning again, Liesel. Well, you know, it's still raining. There's still a lot of water in the rivers, in the communities. Authorities are still trying to get to the various sites. So the assessment of the damages are still ongoing. We know the impact of that on tourism. We can see that in Kruger National Park already closed. No tourists allowed for the foreseeable future. Water levels will need to go down drastically before they allow day visitors or people in the camps that are currently flooded. But let's talk to Nomkosi Tsabalala, the CEO of the Kruger Lowveld Tourism. She'll of course have all the details for us in terms of how this is impacting the local tourism industry. Mr. Tsabalala, you told us that earlier that the impact, you can already see it in the cancellations from people. Tell us about that.
Indeed, thank you very much. With regards to the impact on the tourism industry, obviously the Kruger National Park, speaking specifically on that, is our key iconic site. With regards to the flooding that they're experiencing there, obviously it's impacting, as you said, the day visitors. That has been closed off. Immediately you do that, you're looking at your tour operators. You're looking at your open safari vehicles that do not have that daily access into the park, besides the self-drives. With Kruger National Park receiving like 1.8 million visitors per annum, and over half of them being day visitors, you can actually try to quantify the impact that would have. With regards to the rest of the region, as I said, someone sits wherever they are. When they make that travel decision, they say they want to come to South Africa, they want to come to Mpumalanga. In Mpumalanga, what do I want to see? Kruger National Park, which is iconic. So at the end of the day, that also impacts not only the park itself, but also all the other accommodation establishments in and around that offer the Kruger National Park as part of their itinerary. So that impact has indeed been great. There have been plenty of cancellations. For us as an organization, we're also a Sandpark satellite office, so we have been dealing with that quite a bit, and it's in the short term, it hasn't been too great, but then we understand Kruger National Park, Sandparks, is doing what they can, best they can, to mitigate all of this.
So tell us about other sites. We spoke earlier about the establishment not fully being able to offer what they normally do because of damages.
Yes, other sites. If we look at other sites, let's beyond the Kruger National Park, we'll look at our next iconic, which is the Blyde River Canyon. The Blyde River Canyon being the third biggest canyon in the world, but the largest green canyon. So a lot of the sites along there, the iconic, if you want to go to the Bergslag potholes, you cannot see that, unfortunately, due to the fact that they've been closed as a safety concern, as a safety measure. You're also looking at some sites along the panorama route, your waterfalls. We are very rich in waterfalls, as you can see. I'm sure you've seen on social media, they're in their full beauty. But the reality is, unfortunately, access is limited at this point in time. And on the back end, on the tail end, which we are on the festive season, we still had, people traveling and whatnot. But it is unfortunate. Those sites are affected, which has a knock-on effect. Remember here, we're not looking at just tourism organizations, travel agencies, OTAs, tour operators. We're also looking at the locals.
Thank you very much. Nomkosi Tsabalala, of course, the COO, of the Kruger Lowveld Tourism. Of course, just telling us about, how the floods impact not only the Kruger National Park, not only the establishments, but it has a knock-on effect across the industry. Liesel?
Yeah, Ulrich, thank you for that update. Of course, we're going to continue to monitor what transpires from here too, especially because the floods continue now, the rain continues. Let's leave our conversation there for now.